both know I got somewhere else to go. And I got something to tell you that I never thought I would. But I believe you really ought to know. I love you. I honestly love you. Making each day of the year, changing my life with a wave of his hand. Nobody can deny that there's something there. If not for you, babe, the night would see me wide awake. The day would surely have to break. It would not be new if not for you. Down this island where the waters flow, down by the banks of the Ohio. Green sleeves now, farewell, adieu. God, I pray you will prosper thee, for I am still thy lover true. Come once again and love me. But now there's nowhere to hide since you pushed my love aside. I'm out of my head, hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you. Hopelessly devoted to you. Physical, physical, I wanna get physical. Let's get physical. Let me hear your body talk. Body talk, let me hear your body talk. Let's get animal, animal. I wanna get animal. Let's get animal. Let me hear your body talk. Your body talk, let me hear your body talk. I've been to cities that never closed down, from New York to Rio and old London town. But no matter how far or how wide I roam, I still call Australia home.
Hello and welcome. If you set out to create the typical Aussie girl who was pretty and fresh and bright and open, full of life and full of fun, I think you'd finish up with Olivia Newton-John. Maybe that's why she became Australia's golden girl. And although she went off to America and married Matt, we still revel in her super success. 25 million records plus, the hottest star in the world in the 70s, everything from Grammys to Greece. And it seems every generation of Aussie kids have fallen in love with Sandy and Danny Zuko, haven't they? Have your kids done that right through? It's amazing. Quite amazing to watch them sing along with You're the One That I Want and all those other hits from Greece. Now, there's a rule in television too about ratings, that music concerts never work on television. For some reason, they don't. Everyone from Mick Jagger to Bruce Springsteen have tried and failed in the ratings. There used to be only two exceptions to that rule. Elvis, if he came back, he'd probably rate, and Olivia Newton-John. Well, last month, John Farnham joined that select pair. His concert for Rwanda was a ratings runaway success. But tonight, the one that we want is Miss Olivia Newton-John. Welcome. I mentioned earlier, as you were coming out, that you, John Farnham, Elvis, that's not a bad trio, is it?
Oh, God, that'd be a great song, wouldn't it? That's very nice to be in that crowd, yes.
If we could get you back together, all three of you, would you?
I love it. I think a couple of years ago they thought that maybe I would be joining Elvis, but I'm not going to be joining Elvis. And I'm happy to be in that group.
With John Farnham. All right, I guess let's talk about John, the boy next door, you're the girl next door. I mean, a lot of similarities. I guess the main difference is that John Farnham always forgets his words. You don't, I take it.
Dare I tell? Dare I tell?
Do you really?
Actually, I have. It's very embarrassing. In fact, it's always been a kind of phobic thing, at least when I used to perform live, which I haven't done for years. But it used to be that when
Until tonight.
Until tonight, of course. But I used to write lyrics on my hands, you know, like songs that I knew. I'd sung them 1,000 times, but I still used to worry about forgetting them. And it did happen once.
What did you do?
I just looked at the audience and went, and they sang it for me, and I found it. And, and after that, it kind of broke the ice, and I wasn't as afraid after that.
Nerves? You're not nervous? Singing?
I used to be. I mean, I haven't done it in a long time. I actually enjoy singing now, but I haven't performed live, apart from that one concert I did with you recently. I haven't done a concert in 10 years, really, apart from maybe 4 songs.
Well, something like I Honestly Love You, I suppose, was that the biggest hit of yours?
I think that, and You're the One That I Want, probably, the Grease songs were probably the largest, and Physical, of course.
Or Physical, of course. Did you really, honestly, win a Hayley Mills lookalike contest here in Melbourne?
I did.
Hayley Mills, why?
Well, when I was about 10, I looked very much like her, and my sister actually sent my photograph in. They had a contest. One of the theatre chains had a contest for someone that looked like Hayley.
Here in Melbourne?
In Melbourne, and I won, I think, I didn't even know, my sister sent the picture in, I won passes to the theatre. But they were very clever because you couldn't go on weekends and you couldn't go on the holidays, so when can a 10-year-old go to the movies? I think I went once or something, but that was my first showbiz experience, actually.
But given your dad was a professor and your mum's dad was a Pulitzer Prize, a Nobel Prize winner, and so on, I mean, there must have been a pressure for you to go into academia rather than to show business.
There was a bit, but I knocked that on the head because I didn't do so well at school. I don't want Chloe to see this. I did great, darling, really, but no, I wasn't concentrating very well. So when this all happened, I had the option of going on and finishing and doing my matric or leaving school, and I opted to leave because one of my teachers wisely said to me, if you're going to be thinking about singing, you're never going to get through the last year, so you know, follow what you want to do. So I went, phew, I'll follow singing.
But that was the dream? I mean, you wanted to sing. Did you sing at home? Did you prance around in front of the mirror and all that sort of stuff?
I did, but, you know, it really just happened. It wasn't something that I'm consciously aware of that I was following. It just kind of evolved. I sang for fun with 3 other girls. And,
the Soul Four?
The Soul Four, yes.
How bad were they?
Pretty bad. They were great girls. I'd love to see them again. I haven't seen them in so many years. And, but we used to sing in trad, we used to sing in the trad clubs, you know, go down and sing down by the riverside and all that stuff, really out of tune. And
so there's hope for the rest of us.
Yeah, that's right.
There's an old clipping here from a 1969 newspaper that you haven't seen,
right,
from Sydney, and it says a fabulous amount, Australian girl to star in $5 million film, the article says. And it says, let me read it. A pretty 20-year-old Australian singer, this is from New York, has been chosen to star in a $5 million film produced by the man who discovered the monkeys. The girl is Olivia Newton-John of Melbourne. And then you cut, I'm so excited I could burst, Miss Newton-John. And then at the end, asked whether she would want to return to Australia. Miss Newton-John answered, not right now, this is too groovy. I can't believe I'm a star. Did you say that?
I don't really remember. It doesn't sound like me, really, but you never know.
What happened to this movie, the smash hit?
Nothing.
It was called Tomorrow.
It's actually hysterical. Have you ever seen it?
No.
It's kind of like science fiction with music. It's like we're a rock band, and this man from outer space believed that our music could save his planet, so he comes and takes us up in his spaceship. And I think now it'd be kind of one of those, you know, cult movies, because it's very funny. But we had a good time. Somewhere. I've hidden it, actually.
If you stop me there, stop laughing. We'll take a break and we'll come back with Olivia right after this. Now listen, true confession time. I heard the great love of your life, that you had the hots for John Travolta. Is that not true?
Who didn't?
Who didn't?
No, he was lovely. He was a lovely guy. He's a good friend. He was a good friend. We were never an item, but we were good friends.
And someone said then that, one of the comments of the people who didn't like the idea of an Aussie accent winning it, someone said that if white bread could sing, it would sound like Olivia Newton-John.
Yes, I've heard that one.
What did you
a
say
lot
to
of
that?
people like white bread, I guess. So.
Did you get images again? Did you get tired of over the years of being the virtuous, virginal Doris Day type girl next door?
I think in the beginning when I was trying to prove that, you know, I could sing actually, that it probably bothered me. But as time went on, I realised that people like to categorise you, and I was very lucky to have any career of success that I was having at all. So I kind of let it go, and it's okay. People like to put you in a niche, you know. So.
Then along comes Grease. So then we get black...
That was my chance to break out and be brown bread.
Black bread.
Yeah, right.
Black skin-tight pants.
Black skin-tight.
And an off-the-shoulder blouse and, the rich red high-heel shoes.
Yes.
What was the reaction? Were people upset?
No, they loved it. In fact, it was really fun because we filmed that movie for about 3 months. And I'd been Sandy, I call them Sandy 1 and Sandy 2. And Sandy 1 had been, you know, going around the set like this for a few months. And so the night before I was due to film, we had to try out the makeup and hair and try on the clothes and everything. So I dressed up and I got a cigarette and I went out because they were filming. I think John was filming one of his songs. And no one knew who I was. And I had such a great time. I'm flirting with all the guys. I'm in this black outfit. And when they realised, it was like, what? Horror of horrors. No, I had a great time with that. It was really fun. It really helped my career. That was really when I got a chance to start doing different kinds of material and do a little more rock and roll. And
then you do Let's Get Physical.
Yes.
Suddenly you grow up. Suddenly sexy.
Got a bit risque. Yes.
Was it true that was it Australia or America where some TV stations actually banned that the musical clip?
Utah.
In Utah.
Just the Mormon city. And the funny thing about that was when I filmed a television show of my concert and I had to do it in Utah. And I was so nervous, I thought, what if no one shows up? But anyway, I guess there are a few rebels in Utah because they did come to the show.
The sinners showed up at that.
Yeah, they did.
As a young girl, I came here by sea to a new home for my family. It welcomed us with open arms, a chance to live my dream, and there's no place that I'd rather be. Yes, it's always Australia for me.
Mrs. Latanza, how did you meet Matt?
We met at Debbie Reynolds' rehearsal studios when I was doing Xanadu, and Matt was a dancer in the show, and he in the movie. And we didn't have a leading man, so they brought Matt in to rehearse the dance numbers for when we got the leading man. And that's how we met. In fact, I was on roller skates, and he came in to do some moves with me, and I thought, he's nice.
Was it love at first sight or just that he's nice?
Yeah, no, I thought he was gorgeous, but I had no plans on getting involved with anybody, and so we were just friends for a few months, and then it kind of grew into a romance.
You wrote one of the songs in this new album for Matt and for Chloe.
That's right, yes.
Tell me about it.
Well, all these songs just kind of came to me in a very short period of time, but this one was, I don't know, I was just feeling, I guess, in a very loving mood when the song happened, and I dedicate it to both of them because they've, you know, filled my life with such a lot. So.
No Other Love. Right. Do you want to sing any of it? You remember the words?
Yeah,
I'd like to hear a
I think
little,
I
just a
could.
couple of lines.
I want to spend my life with you. No other love could make me feel this way, where I can be myself and live the truth. No other love could ever let me be myself. There you go.
Fantastic. I was just checking the words. You got the,
Did I get it right?
You got the words right.
Good.
That's all right.
I have no excuse because I wrote them, right?
But well, it's interesting. I mean, you wrote that in January of '94, of this year. In February of this year, out came the new idea story about basically you and Matt were splitting up. How do you put up with those sorts of
I
stories?
like to keep them guessing, you know, write the song, do the article. No, look, I don't know. The press love to write stuff like that because they, I don't know, if they can't find anything bad to write, they'll create something because it sells magazines, I guess. And that poor Princess Di, I mean, she's on every week with some story. I deal with it. Sometimes it's upsetting. That article actually was upsetting to me because it's very disruptive for a family, especially for a child that now can read.
Yes.
You know, and she picks it up and it's, you know, I think it's very destructive. I don't like it at all.
You also said at one stage that was one of the reasons you lived in America, that in some ways it was hassle-free, it was easy to be almost anonymous in America than around Australia.
It's a little more easy because, especially in California, there are so many people in the business that they can pick on that you can get left out more and you can be a little more anonymous. But generally, I've got to say the press here have been nice to me. I can't, you know, just occasionally they like to have a little gossip.
Yeah. Tell me about LA. I mean, you survived the violence and the earthquakes and even the bushfires.
I was so lucky. I was here. I was here.
But your house survived as well.
So
That'll do it every
I was here for
time.
the earthquake. I was here for the fires. My friends are saying, "Can we just follow your travel plans?" Because I felt terrible because for some reasons that I couldn't be there because my friends were in a terrible state. That earthquake was really devastating, and people are still shook up. Excuse me. Oh, shook up. It's Elvis again. I don't know.
That's right. He's here.
He's here. But the fire, I feel I was really looked after by somebody because our house is in Malibu is at the back of, and there are hills right behind us. The fire came right over the hill, went around our house and burnt 3 houses in front of us and went down the hill. And we lost the deck and we lost, you know, some superficial things, but the house is still standing, which is amazing. Apparently, there were some firefighters that came from the Midwest who were fans of mine, who went up to the house and got in the pool and said, "I'm going to save her house," and they saved it.
Is that right?
So, and I've never got a chance to thank them. So.
They're probably not watching tonight.
No, they're probably not.
but we saw, when you did the interview with Mike Willesee at the house, we saw there are eucalypt trees around, so trees that were supposed to go up.
That, you know, what's really amazing about that, the eucalypts were standing, and everyone, you know, was concerned. My mother was always worried about the eucalypts in front of my house because I love them, and they reminded me of home. So I had lots of them all around close to the house. They didn't go up. But I heard that if you keep them well watered, it's a lot safer, and I think they were well watered, so I was lucky.
These people from the Midwest were watering it.
Yeah, exactly.
It turned cold, that's where it ends.
So I told her we'd still be friends.
Then we made our true love vow.
Wonder what she's doing now.
Summer dreams ripped at the seams.
But the summer
The 25 million songs, we had no idea what we should choose. We chose this song. Now, this song was written by another great Aussie music star, the late, great Peter Allen. It won a Grammy as the best song of the year a couple of years ago, wasn't it? 1 or 2 years ago. So now with Chong Lim on piano. Chong, she's much prettier than John Farnham.
Well, definitely, you know I'm going to lose my gig now.
That's right. and you've never done this before. In fact, you didn't meet Chong till tonight.
No, this is our debut, isn't it?
Yes.
All right, Olivia and Chong Lim on piano. Here is Olivia, and I honestly love you.
Maybe I hang around here a little more than I should. We both know I got somewhere else to go. But I got something to tell you that I never thought I would. But I believe you really ought to know. don't have to answer. I see it in your eyes. Maybe it was better left unsaid. But this is pure and simple, and you must realize that it's coming from my heart and not my head. I love you. I honestly love you. I'm not trying to make you feel uncomfortable. I'm not trying to make you anything at all. But this feeling doesn't come along every day. And you shouldn't blow the chance when you've got the chance to say, I love you. I love you. I honestly love you. If we both were born in another place and time, this moment might be ending in a kiss. But there you are with yours, here I am with mine. So I guess we're just relieving it at this. I love you. I honestly love you. I honestly love you.
Thank you. You didn't forget the words.
It begins Friday.
All my life I've been hearing about the man from Snowy River, and it turns out he doesn't even have to...
12 heartfelt songs, showcasing the unique talents of Australia's favourite female performer, featuring the first single, No Matter What You Do.
No matter what you do, I'll send you love. Oh, no matter what you do, I'll
Olivia Newton-John's new album, Gaia, One Woman's Journey, out now at Brashes.
July the 3rd, 1992.
It was a pretty heavy day. It was my brother's birthday. I was in America and I'd been in and had some tests in hospital about 5 days before and had gone away for a vacation on that day and arrived at a friend of mine's house in the Sandwine Islands, which is a beautiful group of islands above Seattle in America. Beautiful spot, and I was sitting on the deck, and my father had been ill. I'd just been to Australia about a week before that. Everything was happening. I was having tests, my father had been ill. I went to have a few days holiday before I was supposed to start a tour of America. I had a band in rehearsal. I was supposed to start the rehearsals on the Monday. This was, I think, a Friday. And Matt told me that my father died, and that was the first thing. And he, I knew he was very ill, but I didn't know it was very sudden. And
He had cancer?
He had cancer. And so, obviously, that was pretty traumatic, and I knew that I was supposed to start work on the Monday. So we had the weekend there, and I went back to Los Angeles on the Monday to start, and I had a message from my doctor to call, and something I knew something was up. But the amazing thing about this was that Matt had known all along the whole weekend that my test had come back positive, but didn't want to make it any worse for me because he thought it was enough to accept the news about my father without telling me a double whammy, which I thought was pretty amazing, to keep that to himself totally the whole weekend and not tell anyone.
Did he tell you or did the doctor tell you?
The doctor told me, but he told me that he had known. So
Yes.
I thought that was a pretty loving thing to do. So I went in there and I thought, well, what else could happen? I mean, so first of all, I had to assess
It's
what
funny
I
you
was
say that
going to
because
do.
you said that you found yourself for the next 2 days joking and laughing about it.
I don't know, it's my reaction when things go wrong or when I'm nervous or excited, I laugh. And I thought, I think it's a mechanism, it's a safety mechanism I have. And I laughed a lot. I thought, what else could go wrong? I mean, my poor father died on Friday. I've got breast cancer. I've got to cancel my tour. Koala Boo's gone. It's got to be it. It comes in threes, and now it's got to be, please, this is it. So, no, laughter did get me through, because I thought you have to make a decision in life. You either see the positive and you go with that, or you let yourself go into the negative, and I definitely wasn't going to do that, because I think, and I know that your mind is 90% with illness. You know, it can create illness and it can cure illness, and so I was very determined that I was going to be okay. So.
But did you confront the prospect of dying, the fact that this could kill you?
Yes, I did.
And rejected it?
I think the most scary was when I'd gone in to see the doctor that day, and I'm, you know, keeping up, because I knew also that everyone around me, I was going to need support. And my friend Nancy Tudor, who had lost her daughter a year before, I'd gone through cancer with her and her child. And
this was Chloe's best friend?
This was Chloe's best friend. So she came with me. We're going, well, Nancy, she said to me, you know that you're going to set the tone for this. You know, if you are positive, then everyone around you is going to be positive. So it's really, and it was really words of wisdom that she gave me. And so, but when I went home that night and I went to bed, about 2 o'clock in the morning, I woke up and went downstairs, and that was probably the most frightened I was, because it was dread for a while, because you don't really know. I didn't really have, I didn't know exactly what they were going to do, and it was terror for a little while. But, you know, I had to make a decision then. I had to decide, do I go with this or do I go with that? And, you know, your mind is very strong, very powerful thing, and your mind, you can make things real in your mind. Your mind doesn't know the difference between what you've created and what actually happened. So I decided I was okay.
Yes.
And so, you know, obviously there were moments. I'd be lying if I said there weren't moments, but I was just, I'm going to be fine. I'm fine, you know.
Chemotherapy for how long?
I had 8 months of chemo. I had surgery first, and then chemotherapy.
And you lost your hair or not?
I didn't. No, I was very lucky. I put on, it looked very funny, like a tea cozy full of ice. I looked very funny. I looked like Mrs. Mop or something with this ice cap on, which helped. Yeah.
A couple of the songs on this album are, in fact, one is Why Me, and the other one is that you wrote after the chemotherapy.
Yeah, one of them's called Why Me, because it says, you know, whenever anything happens, people very often go, why me? What have I done to deserve this? Not stuff. I go, really, don't say why me. Why me? Why not me is the thing. Because the truth is that why not you? And maybe there was a reason. I really believe that that this happened for a reason to me. Maybe I wouldn't have written these songs had this not happened. I wouldn't be here.
That's
I wouldn't be
positive
talking
thinking.
to you after all these years had this not happened.
But here's a woman who's, I mean, you'd been very healthy. You're a vegetarian for a long time. You'd never smoked, never drunk, never taken drugs, exercised, all these sorts of things. I mean, why you?
It's a good question. I think that I was under a lot of stress, and I was trying to take care of everybody. And I went to a therapist the first day. Nancy took me along to her therapist and said, you need to talk to someone, you know, get this out, how you're feeling. Because I tended to be a person who suppressed emotions, and if I was upset, I'd push it down. I wouldn't let people often know how I was feeling if I was angry, because I always had this good girl, nice girl, the image, you never got angry, you never, you know, and that can be very unhealthy because you push it down. And one of the first things this psychiatrist said to me was, have you been taking care of everyone, you know? And I said, well, yes, you know, and I told her about my life, and she said, well, you know, you've been breastfeeding everybody, you've got to let them go, you've got to wean people off you. And it was kind of a revelation. I went, oh my goodness, I hadn't thought of that really, but it was a good image for me. It was like, take care of yourself, because I always was putting everybody else before myself. And I knew that to get well, I had to be. It's a bad thing that we're taught in society, especially as women, that taking care of yourself is a selfish thing. Because it's really important to take care of yourself, because without taking care of yourself, you're not prepared you're not able to take care of those around you. So I knew that from that point I had to take care of myself.
You said at one stage as well that, I think 1980, you said that I'm afraid of growing old.
Huh?
Are you?
I said some silly things, didn't I? I was afraid of lots of things. I don't really think I'm afraid anymore, which has been a wonderful release for me after going through my scare with breast cancer. I think it released me of all those fears, you know, and I think maybe that was what that was all about, to face life, face death, face illness. And now I think I could deal with, you know, just about anything.
But you're looking pretty good for 25.
Thank you, Trey.
But you also, that's funny, because one of those other things you said was that the breast cancer was probably the best thing that happened to you.
I know, it sounds ironic, I know, to say that, but really I think in a lot of ways it was, because it made me grow up a lot. It made me work at my priorities, and it made me let go of a lot of fears and maybe let go of a lot of things that I didn't need to be doing that I felt I had to be doing.
We'll take a break and we'll come back with Olivia Newton-John.
Why not me? Yes, time is going fast.
If I can only help to right a wrong with my dolphin song, then I'll have done what I set out to do. If I can only make one man aware, one person care, then I'll have done what I promised you.
You mentioned, I mean, obviously the environment, I think we all know the environment is one of your great passions. But you were heavily onto that kick, I mean, in the best sense, before it became trendy, weren't you? I mean, I read, was it 1970 that you refused to go to Japan because of the killing of dolphins there, until they changed policies?
That's right. I've always loved animals, and up until I had Chloe, I think probably animals were my main focus. I think children are as important to me now, because I think I needed to experience that. But animals, I've always had a great affinity with animals, and anything living, breathing, being, you know, I think is a right to be here. So I felt this really strongly, and I felt that I needed to get this message across on her behalf. And I went back to America, because Matt had finished the show, and we went back, and I just had this revelation that I needed to record these songs, and I needed to do it in Australia. So I said, come on, family, we're packing, we're going back. And so we all went back. And
why? Because the environment, the mood, the
songs,
vibes
all these songs. I had like 10 songs and nowhere to go. I thought I have to record these. And
but weren't they coming to in America?
I had a couple happen there, but like the majority of them happened in Australia.
Right.
And I kind of felt I wanted to do it there because that's where it all, you know, all the music came to me.
And the Tree song?
The Tree song, I had actually started in the 80s, and I started the song and put it in a drawer, and I was going through all my old tapes when I was coming back to America and found the beginning of it. And really I'm singing on behalf of the old growth forests that are being mercilessly cut down all over the world. And, you know, we are planting, you know, trees that they're using for wood, and they're, you know, all these forests that look exactly the same, but the old growth is irreplaceable, and it is a home for lots of animals and wildlife, and it's something that our children have the right to see. So I kind of wrote that on behalf of them.
Just give me the first couple of lines of that one. Can you remember that?
Yeah.
No, I'm taxing out.
Yeah, you are. God, this is a memory test. I better get that tape. I'm tall. I need room to grow. I need the sun in my eyes. My home is the earth below. One day I know I will reach the sky. Don't cut me down, for I am innocent. Don't cut me down. I am your friend. So that's the beginning of the Tree song.
What happened to Fern Gully? What's happened there? They haven't flooded
They haven't
that.
flooded it yet, but they're threatening to. And
So that's still ongoing.
it's ongoing. You know, Fern Gully is really a symbol for what is happening all over Australia. I've really been really concerned, I mean, because everyone writes to me now because they know that I'm worried about the environment, and I believe they want to put a highway through a koala habitat in Queensland, and the American government is thinking of putting koalas on the endangered list. Now, this really horrifies me, that koalas are kind of the thing that everything comes to Australia to see, and we should be preserving them in every way possible. I'm sure that if everywhere out there knew that we are in the name of progress destroying things that were irreplaceable, because koalas cannot, you know, decide, oh, they're putting a road through here, I'll just buzz off for a couple of years and come back. It doesn't work that way. They're very territorial, they're very shy, and we could be killing off one of the largest habitats. So I think that we all need to get more involved in... I have this theory that Australia should be proclaimed a world park because it's so beautiful and it's one of the last places on Earth that isn't totally ruined, and I think it's our responsibility to keep it that way if we can.
You've been doing a TV series too, haven't you, on this, on the environment?
Yeah, I have. It's called Wildlife. It's really fantastic. I've been having the best time with that.
Yoo-hoo! We're
Hello.
here. Hope you're not here.
You there?
They're so much fun to watch. I can't believe it. It's so beautiful.
Yeah. Look how powerful they are.
Go ahead and
Let's
just
see.
kneel down there.
Oh my goodness. Is it coming out?
Yeah, a little bit here. I'm gonna open that just a touch there. There we go.
Can you believe it?
Makes
You
them
are
big and strong.
gorgeous.
Yeah, it's like ice cream for tigers to
I
get a
would
carton of
say.
milk.
Oh, he's just superb, isn't he?
Yeah, he is a really good cat.
Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3! Wow, he's feeling, his anticipation was,
We'll never know
my
freedom
heart
like
was
that.
going, his heart was going, and he was just trembling. It was incredible. You imagine, well done, you did it.
Thank you.
All right, let's hear a song now from Livy. This is called Don't Cut Me Down. It's just one of the poignant and honest songs from Olivia's new album, which is called Gaia, One Woman's Journey. Let's have a listen.
Sun in my eyes.
Is Australia home now?
Yes, it is. I'm really spending more and more time. Every time I'm out here, we spend a little more time, and I really want to make it home base again.
If you could sell the houses in America, would
Yes,
that...
they're all on the market. Anyone want
Anyone
one?
want to buy it? Would that
Going
make
very cheap, very nice.
would that make the difference? I mean, would you basically have no connection then?
Yeah, well, I mean, I have my friends there. That's the hardest thing. But I think they're all kind of, oh, Australia's sounding pretty good. You know, I think I might be able to get them all back here now.
All right, let's finish where we started, because I want to ask
They're all
you...
gone already? Wow,
Yeah, whack.
God. Well, she can talk, can't she?
I want to ask you about the other great love in your life. And if you get up and leave now, then I don't care, you see, because I've asked you those questions. Tell me about your crush on John Farnham.
Oh. Jill, forgive me. Oh, I just think that he's just such an incredible... He's always had the most amazing voice. And he's gorgeous, let's face it. He's gorgeous. He's got a wonderful voice, and I hope one day I can sing something with him. He's wonderful.
So if he's watching and this
Yeah.
camera, anytime you'd like to sing.
Yeah, he's great.
Lovely to have you home. Thank you
Thank
at last
you, Ray.
after 15,000 interviews. Thanks for talking to me.
Thank you, Ray.
Would you please thank Olivia Newton-John?